soon to be live on Chatterbox Sports YouTube. But we appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out with us here today. Got a busy show. Got a couple guests lined up as far as that's concerned. So was it yesterday on the Pat McAfee show? It was Austin Rivers. And I don't want to get into it yet, but I'm just setting the scene. Austin Rivers, in a back and forth and an exchange with Pat McAfee, had basically said that there's 30 NBA players he knows can go play in the NFL right now, but there's definitely not 30 NFL players that can come play in the NBA. Well, in typical macho fashion, everyone gets real defensive of their sport, and hands have been thrown, lines have been drawn in the sand, and now we find out which line of the sand Kevin and I stand on. But we're going to talk about that with a former NFL player himself, Mr. Keith Byars, a guy who is pretty good at a lot of sports, pretty much every sport he played. I meant to ask him, is there any sport he played that he was not good at? Bowling, maybe? I don't know.
KB!
So Keith Byars will join us coming up in studio here later on today. And then for my wrestling fans out there, Johnny Gargano, WWE superstar. He's going to jump on with us in a bit. We'll talk about NFL with him. He's a big Browns fan, so I appreciate him hanging out with us here today. He's a big Browns fan. He's not a big fan of the Bengals, but there is a team he hates in the AFC North more than the Bengals, and that is Kev Nash's Pittsburgh Steelers. So we'll talk about that with him coming up in
How
a bit.
dare he?
But yeah, WWE superstar Johnny Gargano, he's mainly coming on because WWE SummerSlam coming to Cleveland August 3rd. So for my wrestling fans out there, that means something to you. I'm excited to bring Johnny on coming up here in just a little bit. So, all right, with that being said, we start off the show like we do each and every day, a little what's trending, Kev. We just kind of touch on some of the big sports headlines out there that have people talking a little bit. And this one is kind of interesting, mainly because I'm a fan of an AFC team in the Browns. You're a fan of an AFC team in the Steelers. I know most of our listeners, AFC fans of the Bengals, right?
Yep.
So when something happens to the current dynasty in the NFL, especially when they're in your conference, you pay a little closer attention. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice is under investigation for allegedly hitting a photographer at a club in Dallas this past Monday night. Now, you compound this on top of the fact that he's already facing what many believe could be at least up to a half a season suspension for what was his role in the car crash and everything, the hit and run. It's been a noisy offseason for the back-to-back Super Bowl champs and a guy that was emerging as their star wide receiver in Rashee Rice, and a half season suspension. It might be more than that at this point with the way these things keep piling up.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we're coming off of the NFL draft and the NFL combine, and always something that's always a big topic during the NFL combine is the interview process. And, these debates about what's fair to ask a potential player coming into your league, what's off limits, what's on limits, everything like that. Stuff like this that happens with athletes, from the hit and run to punching security guards and camera people and stuff like that. That is why they ask these questions. They want to get to the character of a person. So Rashee Rice obviously was the second round pick last year to the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs did their best due diligence to try to find out who that player was or the type of person he was. But you can never know who somebody truly is when they get that money in their pocket until after the fact. I mean, rewinding to, Antonio Brown, the team that I love so much, the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was the most humble, most quiet guy out there. I mean, I remember his second year with the Pittsburgh Steelers, they went to the Super Bowl. They ultimately lost to the Green Bay Packers. He was, following Hines Ward around like a puppy dog. You check out his Instagram or his Twitter feed now, Hines Ward is a bum. He was nothing. He couldn't carry my jockstrap and stuff like that. You never know who a person is going to become once they get that money in their pocket. And it seems like, for lack of a better word, that Rashee Rice is changing right before our eyes, getting into all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You talk about that. The Bengals were at the front of the conversation when it comes to that. We know when they, of course, when they took a chance, with their wide receiver they just drafted in Jermaine Burton. Now, the reason I bring this up is because a lot of Bengals fans said, well, it's no big deal. Now, I'm one that gets annoyed, too, with he has a bad rap amongst coaches and this and that and all that. But a lot of times this stuff, the reason that a lot of front offices put stock into this is because more times than not, it does come to fruition. Like, it does lead to this stuff. And it's unfortunate, but it really, really does. And Jermaine Burton has a lot of baggage, or at least a lot of negative energy out there. I mean, you have Nick Saban and Kirby, right? Yeah. And Kirby Smart, two of the most dominant programs in all of college football. He couldn't make it there without having to rub people the wrong way. The Bengals take a chance on them. Bengals fans say it's not that big a deal. Well, you talk about some of those reports that come out. This was a write up on Rashee Rice before the draft, before he was drafted. Okay, they talk about, he has the size, he has the athletic ability, he has the vertical jump, and the production to be a high draft choice. At least one team, however, multiple teams have removed him from their draft board because of behavioral issues. He's talented, but not a good dude, a potential distraction, one personnel director said. So the reason that's interesting is for everything you talked about. That's why people pay attention to
Yeah.
those things. It's not people hating on the Bengals or hating on their team. It's sometimes these red flags pop up well before these issues come to fruition. And look, guy part of a Super Bowl team feels himself a little bit. Boom, trouble follows them and headlines in the offseason. Let's talk a little more college football, Kev. How about this? So we just wrapped up the NFL draft, 2 weeks ago?
Yes, sir.
So now we do what everyone does in the month of May when our baseball teams are bad, or at least mine. We start talking about next year's draft. Is that how we do this? I thought the Reds were going to prevent me from having to do this, but here we are. So Georgia quarterback Carson Beck, Kev, has officially, according to Vegas odds, surpassed Shedeur Sanders as the betting favorite to go number 1 overall in 2025. Are you ready to talk a little NFL draft?
Not ready to talk NFL draft, but definitely always willing and able to talk college football. I always thought it was a silly situation that Shedeur was slated to be the number 1 quarterback off the board, where you had guys like Carson Beck returning to school. You had Quinn Ewers returning to school, guys that were able to guide their team to victories, and not only victories, but big time wins and, make plays down the field. I think Carson Beck is probably the best quarterback coming back to college football this upcoming season. And obviously all the players around him at Georgia, I don't have a problem with that at all. The question is who's going to be drafting them, because we go through this song and dance every year. Like, all right, what team needs a quarterback? If everything pans out the way it's looking, at least right now, it's looking like the Carolina Panthers are going to be drafting extremely high. So, are they going to move on from their quarterback situation after 2 seasons? We've seen it happen before, and we're ultimately going to see it happen even more and more and faster and faster. The Steelers moved over from Kenny Pickett after 2 years. The Cardinals moved over from Josh Rosen after 1 year. So this is the new reality where we're not going to be giving guys an opportunity to grow. There's going to be coaches fired, there's going to be GMs fired, and they're going to want to bring in their own guys. And there's going to be coaches and GMs retained. They're going to be like, yeah, he's not going to be it. He's not it. We're going to basically replace him with the next draft pick. So this is a new day, a new age, and I definitely think that Carson Beck is worthy of being the number 1 pick.
Kenner and Cav, 1410 ESPN Radio. Again, kind of what's trending a little bit. Now, I do think it's interesting about this, the Beck situation moving up as the odds-on favorite to be the number 1 draft pick next year. This was more about Shedeur dropping than Beck rising because of the drama last week with Colorado football. They, you know what I mean?
Which drama? Which drama are we talking about?
It kind of was combined. It was the one former player that, called out Dion, and then Shedeur having his dad's back and then kind of going at him on social media. And it said that, hey, that's going to put off a lot of NFL front office personnel and coaches and all that. And so maybe it has something to do with more of Shedeur dropping than Carson rising. But either way, yes, that's our daily NFL draft talk for you, if you will.
I would encourage every draft prospect, not just quarterbacks, go and look what happened with Spencer Rattler. He fell in the draft. Part of the reason he fell in the draft because of something that he was a part of in high school. He was a part of the Friday Night Lights or whatever the show was on Netflix or whatever. And he rubbed people the wrong way on a reality show. And that was when he was 17, 18 years old. So he spent 5 years in college, and something that he did as a 17, 18-year-old was part of the reason where he fell to the 4th or 5th round in the draft. So when you make these tweets, when you go back and forth with former teammates, when your father is on social media blasting a kid that he recruited to his school, and then he comes out and says, oh, yeah, I was just sitting on the couch. I was bored. That's why I did it. Those things ultimately are not going to do you any good. And also, Coach Brown, that's not going to do your son any good, because guess what? If your kid isn't talented enough, they're not going to be willing to put up with it. All these rumors about what Caleb Williams' dad was this, Caleb Williams' dad was that, they're not going to do this. Well, his talent was so immense that, they're going to overlook it. I don't see that happening for Shedeur, because you got to deal with Shedeur. You got to deal with Coach Prime. You got to deal with Deion Jr. And there's a lot that comes with it. You better be that good that they're willing to put up with that type of quote unquote behavior or to bring you to their franchise. So this college football season is going to be absolutely insane. There's high expectations for Colorado. I'm not sure why there's so high expectations for Colorado, but the expectations are there regardless.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening with this Dion experiment in Colorado. No doubt about it. But here we are. Kenner and Cav 1410 ESPN Radio. Moving on to this next one here. I found this interesting. Former Major League Baseball player Monte Harrison has committed to Arkansas football, Kev. Harrison was a 4-star wide receiver recruit in the 2014 class.
Normally, those guys are like, former pitchers and then come back to play quarterback like Chris Winkie and Drew Henson and stuff like that. That, they try their hand in Major League Baseball and somehow they can't hit the curveball or just they figure they're not good enough. But to come back to college and say, yeah, I'm about to go play wide out, that's a new one for me. That's a new one.
That's a big get for Arkansas to get a 4-star recruit from the 2014 class heading into 2024.
Man, good for him, though.
2024. I mean, yeah.
Good for him.
And I'm sure there's some NIL money coming with that, and I'm sure he's getting paid.
NIL money, you about to get an education. I mean, shoot, you would imagine that. Well, you said 2014?
Yeah, but like I thought.
So this dude is 27 years old, 28?
So is it only once you are paid in the sport that you are playing that you are considered, like once you collect a paycheck from a professional sport, you are deemed ineligible moving forward, right? Like, is that only for the sport that you're trying to participate in? I don't get this.
I don't know how it works in baseball because I know
mean?
Deion Sanders, he played minor league baseball in the summer before his junior year, before going back to Florida State. I know that Russell Wilson did the same thing. He played minor league baseball, and that was part of the reason why he ended up transferring to Wisconsin, because like he wasn't going to be there during summer workouts at NC State, and they were moving on to Glenn as a starting quarterback. So he played baseball and then ended up transferring to Wisconsin. So I'm not sure how it works with baseball. But yeah, I mean, this is awesome for him. I mean, you're afforded the opportunity to go make some money in baseball. Now you're going to come back to college, probably get some NIL dollars and, get an education. Hey, man, you figure he's 27, 28 years old. You figure like, all right, man, this is a mature person. He's really going to hit the ground running, try to knock out all this school stuff, get a degree, get some money. I'm here for it.
Kenner and Cav, 1410 ESPN Radio. Next up, how about this? I thought this was wild, and I had to go do a couple searches just to make sure that I wasn't being duped because I've had this before. There's no worse feel. I mean, there's a lot of bad feelings in the world, but there's nothing worse than when you come across a social media report and you think it's Bible, and then you go and you form an opinion on it, and you have a hot take on it, and you feel good about it. You go to commercial break, and you're like, man, I felt good about that. In fact, I'm going to put that on my reel so I can, get a real job someday, and then all of a sudden you find out it's a fake report. So I had to make sure I was doing my homework on this one, but it involves your Pittsburgh Steelers, and it involves the Dayton Flyers. Football program. Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought this was interesting. Dayton quarterback Cole Dow is attending Pittsburgh Steelers rookie minicamp. He was the Tropical Bowl offensive MVP, and league sources say that he is an excellent athlete who will likely play wide receiver in the NFL. Now, again, 2023 last season, he appeared in 10 games and started 3 of them. As far as that's concerned, but he's a quarterback / wide receiver. So interesting.
I'm looking at that. Rock the good old number 8 with the Flyers. Come on down to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We need another wide receiver. Our wide receiver room is just basically George Pickens and me and you.
So, but interesting. He was a redshirt senior. He's listed as quarterback, but again, played some wide receiver as well. But interesting. So he had 85 rushing yards in October of last year against Presbyterian. So maybe he can have a big 85-yard performance against the Browns.
A couple tutties.
Big time difference between Presbyterian and Cleveland. But I don't know. These are always interesting, especially when they're guys that play. Look, Adam Troutman's still doing his thing in the NFL. I thought that was so cool seeing Adam. Adam was a dominant dude at Dayton, and to be drafted by the Saints. He caught a couple touchdowns from Drew Brees, played for Sean Payton, and is now playing for Sean Payton again with the Denver Broncos. So that's pretty neat nonetheless. But again, I make my jokes, but I'll always pull for a local talent, even if they have to go play for a team I despise like your team.
This is very cool, man. I mean, an opportunity knocking for him. And I mean, shoot, when you're an undrafted free agent, you really pick the destination where you go because you want to try to find a spot that you can actually latch on to. There's so much talk about, hey, man, guys that don't want to get drafted in the 7th round because drafted in the 7th round, you have no choice over where you go. But if you find a situation like, all right, man, I think I can work with that running back coach. I think that their running back room is light. I'd rather go undrafted. And there's been cases where guys say that they're getting a call from their agents like, hey, so-and-so wants to draft you. What do you think? And they say, no, don't do it because I want to go as a free agent with the San Francisco 49ers. And then they ultimately end up making a roster. So this is good for him. This is an opportunity.
All right, well, a week from today, the NFL will announce the schedule for all NFL teams. We know who our favorite teams are playing, but when will they play them, and why the hell do we care about a schedule release? The reason they're doing this is for people out there to say, who cares? You do. There's enough interest. There's enough numbers out there to justify why the NFL has turned this into another spectacle, and they're very, very good at that, right? So, I mean, do you know exactly who your teams are playing? Have you taken a look at that?
They play the Browns twice, the Bengals twice, Ravens twice.
There you go. That's 3-3 right there, right off the bat, right? So
we only lost 2 games in division last year.
What's Cincinnati? What was that record in there? Oh, yeah.
No, we only lost 1 game in the division. We only lost to the Browns.
Yeah, it's what we do.
Swept the Bengals, swept the Ravens.
We'll talk with Johnny Gargano about that coming up here in a bit.
Please do.
WWE superstar, my guy. Appreciate
I
him
can
coming
take
on
him.
here.
I can take him.
I'm sure, especially he'll know when it's coming and when it's not. He'll know how to counter it. We'll tell him that's how it works, right? Now we'll be right back. It's Kidder and Kev Show, 1410 ESPN Radio. It's not who you play; it's when you play them, right? Schedule reveal a week from today. Who the Browns play next year? We'll look at their schedule, or at least look at their opponents. We'll look at the Bengals' opponents. It's not who you play; it's when you play them. Do you agree? We'll be right back.
ESPN 1410 Wing AM weather.
Well, the forecast says showers are likely in 63 tonight. Chance of showers and thunderstorms in 74 tomorrow. Partly sunny. Slight chance of a shower. 64 on Friday. Rick Schrempf for 1410 ESPN Radio.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When I got the news, I was shocked. I was scared.
I was angry.
When I heard it could be treated with the right care, I was relieved. I was happy.
I was given a second chance.
Urology Specialists of Ohio offers men peace of mind. 5 physicians and 5 locations. Now accepting new patients. Make an appointment with a physician that cares about your health and prevention. Urology Specialists of Ohio, Beaver Creek, Springfield, Urbana, Xenia, and London. Online at urologyspesalistsofohio.com.
Happy Mother's Day from the Flower Man. This year for Mom, we have arrangements starting at $12.99 and a dozen roses for only $12.99. Thank you, Flower Man, and thank you, Mom. We also have local flowers and tulips from the Netherlands. That's Holland. Go to flowermanflowers.com. That's flowermanflowers.com.
Have you heard? Bath Creations has moved to their new location and showroom at 8741 North Kimmel Road in Clayton. This gives you even more opportunity to see the incredible amenities and craftsmanship Bath Creation offers. With Bath Creations, you get a beautiful, modern bathroom that is safe, comfortable, and affordable. Attention first responders, veterans, and active military. Save an additional $500 off your purchase. Visit at 8741 North Kimmel Road in Clayton or online at mybathcreations.com and get a new bath today.
Hi, this is Michael, your service manager at Dave Arbogast Buick GMC in Troy, Ohio. I am inviting you to give us an opportunity to earn your business. We have expanded our hours to better meet your needs. We are now open until 6 p.m. during the week and 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. on Saturdays. We service all makes and models. We offer convenient shuttle service as well as pickup and delivery. Please visit us on the web at arbogastbuickgmc.com or in person. Exit 69 on I-75. Look for the giant American flag. I hope to see you soon.
Cordell Transportation has more advantages than ever before, including brand new equipment. That's right, plus excellent pay, benefits, and a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Apply now at CordellTransportation.com. Cordell Transportation, driven to succeed.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken has the best fast food fried chicken. Sure, it sounds like an opinion, till you hear that USA Today readers said the same thing. Get a taste of it with the Famous Favorites Variety Box, available at a great low price. With 5 hand-breaded strips and 5 pieces of crispy golden bone-in chicken, it's perfect for feeding your whole crew. Only at Lee's, famous for chicken.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Just go to newnordicusa.com, Walgreens or Amazon to purchase. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at newnordicusa.com.
Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with their easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com.
Dayton sports fans, 1410 Wing AM has a new daily local show. Don't miss Off the Bench with Trace Fowler. Weekdays at 1 p.m. on 1410 ESPN Radio and streaming live on the iHeartRadio app.
And we are back. We welcome you in. It's the Kenner and Kev Show, Dayton's ESPN Radio, 1410 Wing AM, live on 1410 ESPN Radio, live on Chatterbox Sports on YouTube. We welcome you in. Had a chance to go attempt to play Muirfield yesterday.
How'd it go?
Look, it's a beautiful course. It's a great opportunity. Trace Fowler of Chatterbox. So we had a chance. We headed over to Columbus bright and early in the morning. Beautiful Dublin. It'd be really cool. Again, a little press conference in the morning to get us set for the memorial coming up, and a little behind-the-scenes stuff, trying to organize, opportunities to do the shows live. We'll do it live out at the memorial, so we'll get all that figured out.
It'll be a good time. It was fun last year.
So opportunity for that coming up, and this time I won't have to be socially awkward and have to whisper. I did not like that. First of all, that's no disrespect to the memorial. I appreciate that they let us set up shop last year. But I also know how whiny reporters could be. And I say that as disrespectfully as it sounds, respectfully as possible. It's like, we're in a library. You're not allowed to talk. You're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to make noise. Can you stop tapping your pen? I'm trying to get this report in by a deadline, right?
Yeah.
So when a-holes like us are in there in the media room doing a radio show where you're supposed to have some energy and stuff while they're trying to type these stories out and they're trying to transcribe their quotes and all this stuff that they're getting, I get my little anxiety start kicking in. I'm like, oh God, we're talking too loud. Oh God, we're talking too loud. Oh God, oh look, they're looking at us. Or, oh man, I said something stupid. And I'm very used to saying something stupid, but when I get to see people give me the look after I say something stupid, then it's a whole other level of anxiety for me. So I'm very glad that we might be having the tent this year so that, people won't be able to hear my stupidity outside of our lovely listeners.
We had a real good time last year. We took a tour of the golf course, got some food, ran into Michael Collins out there, the lead analyst on golf out there. We actually shared the room with him, gave him a little fist bump as we were jumping.
He had
on
that
the air.
confidence, though, man. He
was
loud,
doing his
proud.
show. He didn't care.
Yeah.
that was cool. And me not being a golf person, obviously still recognizing who Michael Collins is and recognizing the magnitude of that tournament and, everything that it's all about. It was a pretty cool experience. I actually got to touch the Larry O'Brien trophy. They had that up there on display as well. So it was cool for me.
Not bad.
Good time.
Not bad. We got there just in time as they were, moving that trophy on out of there.
If you want to see that picture, you can go to my Instagram at @1KevNash.
So, by the way, you ever get, random like recruitment emails?
Every day.
Apparently, congratulations, your teamwork recruiter has matched you with this new opportunity based on your experience and interests. Apparently, I have checked off a box to be a summer softball coach, Kev.
Man, how many times have I told you? You have to unsubscribe to those emails, man.
Oh, no, you see my email count?
I saw it yesterday.
Because I left my email up? Yeah.
Over 90,000.
90,819. Moving on up to that 91,000. I've worked here for 10 years. That is 10 years worth of emails that I have not deleted or anything. So it is at 90, but these are unread.
Read them, delete them.
Well, I mean, I might, now that I have opportunities to become a summer softball coach just waiting for me in the inbox, opportunities to make more money and expand on my portfolio.
So, so this is what makes our show so great. We are so different people. And that speaks to the difference. I have absolutely I have no emails unread. All my emails have been read and opened and replied to, by the way.
Nerd.
And also I have maybe like 3 or 4 notifications on my phone that are unread or
let's see what that
checked
is.
off.
Yeah, let's see what we got here.
And I'm sure yours is in the hundreds.
Let's see. Well, Facebook just 3. My bank account has a little icon next to it. I don't think that's a good thing. I think that's the you're poor notification. Calendar has 6 notifications. The notifications aren't that bad actually on my phone. Costco, I have 32. I wonder what the beautiful world of Costco has for me. What great deals. Costco is heaven.
I have 5 unread notifications. They're all from Facebook.
Ooh, the Taco Bell app has 6 notifications. I wonder what Taco-licious deals they have for me there.
Baja Fresh.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Speaking of Costco, did I send you that link of the guy from Costco?
Costco.
So it's this older gentleman. He's a Costco connoisseur, and he goes to buy the rotisserie chickens from Costco. He had like 5 rotisserie chickens, but he had the QR code on a T-shirt. And as they're about to scan his rotisserie chicken, he snatches the rotisserie chicken out of the person's hand and says, "Scan my shirt. Don't put those electric beams on my chicken."
Well, yeah, you don't want to get the cancer.
But he had it on his shirt.
The conspiracy
so he's scanning him.
The conspiracy theorists out there believe that every time you go shopping, that Walmart and Costco and Kroger's, yes, let's put an S at the end, right? That they're zapping cancer India to keep control of the population. Yeah,
but he had the QR code on his shirt, so instead of zapping the chicken with the cancer, he's zapping you directly with the cancer.
I see how dumb he is. Yeah, that makes sense though. When you try so hard to do the right thing and you'll do the right thing, and now, I mean, yeah, that's fascinating. I don't want my cancer in the chicken. I want it directly in my stomach.
I can't believe I haven't sent that to you. I thought I sent that to you. Who?
But you probably did.
But
look, I had a bunch of family in town this past weekend, and everyone's sad. We had to put my amazing grandma to rest. But when we weren't crying and upset about that, it was just people pissed off at me because I don't respond to texts and I don't answer phone calls and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, y'all people are so wonderful. Look at you yelling at me. No wonder I don't pick up this phone. But no, I do have a problem with that. I don't respond quick enough. I am, but yeah, it's a problem.
So
we don't have them. But
this is for the folks in the chat. When is the optimal time to respond to a text message? Because I am a person that believes I am not beholding to you when you send me a text message. I reply to the text message when I'm good and ready to. Now, not saying I'm never going to reply to it, but if you shoot me a text message right then and there, you're not going to get one immediately. Like, I'm going to get to it unless I'm in the mood to reply. But my co-host and friend, I will send him multiple text messages, and then the next day it'll just be a flurry of replies from all the memes and whatever me, him, and Hooper were talking about throughout yesterday. And I have to go back to figure out, what is he laughing at? What is he replying to? Oh yeah, that I sent at 11 a.m. It's now 5:30 p.m. the next day.
So I do so when I'm doing something, I get a text, I'll do the I'll literally laugh, put it down, go back to doing my thing a little bit later. Oh, yeah, never texting him back, but I got to text him back. And then I do the mental anxiety thing or social anxiety thing of like, well, if I text back, then they're just gonna think that's weird. Or what if they're, they're off work, they're probably at dinner right now, or they're probably doing this. So then now I'm just beating myself. It's just the most random thing in the world. Then it's like, so just let it go. Just let it go. But seriously, about this softball thing, dude, what the hell of a softball coach? Everett Henry says, is Kinner good at golf? It is. Is it based on the Reed-Moss scale? I don't know much about. I did learn about Reed. Reed worked. I've crossed paths with Reed like slightly when been over in Hamilton at the studio. But Reed apparently used to help run the newspaper in my hometown, in the beautiful town of Van Wert, Ohio.
Really?
Oh yeah. I didn't know the Bulletin Times, or the Times Bulletin, as Trace called it yesterday. So I have to talk to Reed about this. I mean, we missed out. He could have wrote so many great sports articles on me back in the day, but we just didn't cross paths in time. That's all. But I need
2.2 points per game.
Is Kinner good at golf? No. Jesus, why he is terrible at golf. I see he talked to Trace yesterday. Hold up, that is not fair. You guys cannot. All right, you cannot use my performance at Muirfield to depict that. Muirfield is a pain in the ass. Like, if you go in the rough at all, you're not hitting out of the rough. You are literally just karate chopping it. It was horrendous. It was so bad. But let's see. Reed thinks that Trace is a PGA pro. Trace did very good yesterday. He did very good yesterday. There was a double bogey max, and he didn't get below that. How do you know? Meanwhile, you shoot an 80. They're having an argument in themselves. I'm getting distracted here.
I just sent it to you and Hoop. And I cannot say this.
The Costco thing?
Yes, and I cannot say his username. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to.
Let me see it. You know me. Hold up. Let's see what we got here. Nope. Did you send it on the gram?
Yeah. No. I sent it via text.
Oh, text. Okay, now we'll see. Oh yeah, I'll be careful on that one.
You saw his name?
Yeah, he looks like Frankenstein, or not Frankenstein. He looks like Einstein, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what the Frankenstein? Jesus, Kinner, what is wrong with you? But yeah. Anyways, is what it is. But guy, I'm not bad at golf. First of all, I'm bad at golf. Let's just be clear.
I'm gonna put this video in the chat. I want people.
My whole goal with golf is to not slow down the group I'm with.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't stand golfing with people that they kneel down on the green to read the greens. I'm like, stop it. Stop. Like, what do you do? You're not Tiger Woods. Just quit.
So you look at golf almost like as bowling. Like, you're there to have a good time.
Oh, no, I'm there to dominate it. No. Yes. Yeah, okay. Exactly. Just to have some, but I do get I get pretty equally pissed at both. I've thrown this out there before. What is a worse experience? For my bowlers and golfers out there, I've thrown this out on a few occasions. Which is a worse experience? Just a horrendous night at the lanes or a horrendous day on the course? For me, as pissed off as I get when I bowl bad, and I bowled bad a lot this year, golf has to piss me off more than anything because it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I pay a lot of money to go embarrass myself. I mean, what are we doing here? Bowling, they give out beers in the league that I'm in, so yeah, it is, is what it is. No, I was not talking about Trace reading the greens. No. I'm talking about the people that are bad at golf and do that. Like, you ain't good enough to do that. Let's just stop.
Correct,
people like, oh, you should use your 56 here. I'm like, I'm just trying to move the ball. I'm just trying to, tap it out there. Give a little tappy, tap-a-roo. NFL.
What's
NFL.
that?
I'm gonna take that softball job though. That summer softball. I have no clue what about my resume made somebody think that I could coach softball, but we shall see. We shall see. So the NFL schedule, it will be released. And again, they haven't put out any of the official timing of how they're going to do it, but they've turned it into a little ESPN production. It's an entire show.
Yep.
And it's not who you play, it's when you play them. And that stuff matters, right? Like, I'm a big fan of opening up with division games. Are you a big fan of opening up with division games?
Yes, a huge fan of opening and end of the season with division games.
I think it's smart. I like the first 2 weeks. If it was up to me, the first 2 weeks, just right off the bat, boom, boom, 2 division games and 2 division games to close it out. Like you said, more times than not, you close it out with those division games. You're setting yourself up, for potential, whether they're games that determine your seed or potentially to win the division when it's all said and done. It is what it is. But so I'm looking right now at, well, we start with the Cincinnati Bengals. It's not who you play, it's when you play them, all right? They're going to be playing at Dallas next season. They'll be playing at Kansas City. They'll be playing at the Chargers, okay? They'll be playing at the Giants. They'll be playing at the Titans. Do they have any home games? But they'll have the Broncos and the Raiders at home. Obviously, your AFC North opponents. They're at Carolina. What the hell? Do they have any home? Okay, there's more to the schedule than that. Okay, so they got Philadelphia and New England at Paycor, and Washington. So the thing about Cincinnati's schedule, and again, we don't know what the schedule is. We just know who their opponents are. It's not who you play. It's when you play them and stuff. I loved opening up with Cincinnati, Cleveland last year. I thought that was pretty cool. I'd love that again. But then again, I kind of like maybe, a month into the season to play. That way when the Bengals are officially healthy coming out of camp and the Browns are officially healthy coming out of camp. But nonetheless, I hope it's Browns-Bengals again, but you probably won't get that back-to-back, as far as that's concerned. But the thing that I hear so many Bengals fans say, and they keep talking about this is, it's going to be a much better year. We have a last place schedule. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and there's not a lot of easy games in the NFL, but you are playing Philadelphia. You are playing, okay, you have to play the Chargers. And the Chargers are not as good as they've been in the past, but they're going to be better coached. Okay. You're going to be playing at the Chargers. You're going to be playing at Kansas City. You're at Dallas. I don't know why people are making such a big deal about this last place schedule. That doesn't sound like an easy last place schedule. I think that's a very overrated thing. I will say, though, last year, Bengals fans were trying to poo-poo on the Browns' success. Oh, you're only winning because you're playing a last place schedule. Well, I don't know if you remember this or not, but that amazing Super Bowl year for the Cincinnati Bengals, guess what they were beneficiaries of? Playing a last place schedule. So, it is what it is. I don't think there is such thing as an easy schedule in the NFL, especially today. I think that the NFL is just so damn good. Parity across the league. Even the bad teams could be good. I mean, you look at the Texans last year. How many people, and Bengals, Browns both, had the Texans on the schedule? How many people circled the Texans as an automatic W last year? All right. And the Texans were pretty damn good. They win their division. They win a playoff game. They were pretty damn good last year. So again, I think it's overrated for Bengals fans to talk about the last place schedule, but I do know that when healthy, they're good enough to beat any of these teams on the schedule. So
I'm not a person that buys into that whole last place schedule thing because you play everybody in your division, and we'll just talk about the AFC North here. Everybody in the AFC North is going to play everybody in the NFC East, and they're also going to play everybody in the AFC West. So there's only room for 2 other games on there. So
it's like you're putting,
it's basically the same schedule outside of 2 games. So, I mean, just win the games, just play ball and let the chips fall where they may. I mean, I'm talking to the Cincinnati Bengals fans out there. Who do you guys want to play week 1 of the season? You know who you're going to play, but who do you want to play week 1? I know you talked about you want to play the Bengals again, being a Browns fan. Bengals fans, who do you guys want to play week 1?
Yeah, and again, a lot of people are going to want to say they want to play Cincinnati because Cincinnati's usually a slow starting team. So, that helped, for the Browns last year, playing Cincinnati again, a slow starting team. Now, a lot of that's because of the, for one, I don't think it's the wrong approach to not play starters in the preseason, but at a certain point, the proof is in the results the first month of the season. Their injury, like Joe Burrow coming into the season not healthy last year, led to the slow start, as well as some other guys being banged up. But I do think there's a lot to be said about the teams that play their starters during the preseason looking a lot sharper than not. And we've heard that from many former players and all of that as well. But I also will never judge a coach for not wanting to risk your season for preseason appearances by these guys. It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Now, these guys that do play their starters, they didn't get any injuries. Well, then they're lucky. That doesn't mean, if I drive around with the beer in my hand and get home and say, well, you didn't get a DUI, well, then I'm lucky. It's not that it's the right thing to do. It's just that I'm lucky I didn't get pulled over on the way home. And I do not drink a beer on the way home. I'll wait till I get home. and then I drive to the store and get more. No, I'm just joking.
You
But,
know what?
yeah.
We're going to talk about this a ton closer and closer we get to the football season, about preseason games. Does it matter? Do you watch and all that type of stuff? I know this is a sports show and you're supposed to have a hot take in one way or other. I just don't know anymore. I just don't know. I used to be a proponent of play your starters, get reps, get the guys ready for the real season. This is where you get better, not only in practice, but also playing against live competition, going on the road, getting used to the environments that you're going to be in, getting used to your home environment, because there's a lot of new guys on that roster. Get out there, have your ones, play with your ones. There's some rookies on there. They're going to be work for you. Off of what I saw from my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers in the preseason last year, and not just, Kenny Pickett, but the offensive line and the wide receivers and things of that nature. They looked amazing. They looked amazing during the preseason. The first team offense scored touchdowns every time they were out there. Like, game one, they were only out there one drive touchdown. Game two, they went out there and scored 3 touchdowns. The last preseason game, they scored a touchdown on their one and only drive. From what I saw in the preseason, I thought, oh my gosh, Kenny Pickett's about to be the man. We're going to be awesome on offense. It's all happening again. And then I saw the real season, and the real season was really bad. So, hot take alert, I have no idea. I just don't know anymore. I have no idea anymore about what the preseason really is all about, because what I saw from that offense, I was blown away. And then I was blown away in the other way when I saw that offense go up against the San Francisco 49ers. Like, they couldn't move the ball at all.
Oh, no doubt. And I see a lot of people in the chat who are bringing up, well, the Bengals last place schedule, they're playing other last place teams. But like, again, that is such an overrated thing. And by the way, like, bragging because we have a path of, like, we play nobody, so that's why we're going to be good. Do you think the Titans are bad? You think the Titans are bad? You think that Washington's not great, but like Jaden Daniels, we've seen, by the way, you can roll your eyes, but last year, I think the Texans are going to be good. They just drafted CJ Stroud. You all rolled your eyes, right? Right. And CJ, but like Jaden, and again, I'm not saying the Bengals are losing to these teams. All I'm saying is even if I'm the Browns, if I'm a fan of the Browns and they have a last place schedule, which they've had a couple of those, I can't look at those last place teams. Carolina might be the only ones I'm just kind of poking fun at and laughing at. That's a bad, congratulations. You earned the right to play Carolina. But Washington, the Bengals had the second worst defense and the second worst run game last year. You don't get the benefit of the doubt to say we're for sure going to steamroll these teams, because that's just not the case.
Yeah, so I pulled up their schedule. I mean, talk about playing the last place schedule situation. Well, you do play the Baltimore Ravens twice. Obviously, they're in your division. They're a division winner. You play the Dallas Cowboys. They're a division winner. You play the Browns twice, went to the playoffs. You play the Steelers twice, went to the playoffs. You play the Super Bowl champs at the Super Bowl champs. You play Philadelphia. So, like, I'm just not a proponent of, we got an easy schedule, or they have an easy schedule. Like, it just doesn't work like that. Everything that we think we know all the way in May turns out to be something totally different come November.
Yeah, because, I'm looking at Cleveland's schedule too. I mean, they're playing, outside your AFC North opponents, they're playing at Denver. Cleveland will be favored against them. They'll be favored against Jacksonville. They'll be favored against the Raiders. They'll be favored against the Saints. Washington again, if it, as far as that. So they played Dallas, the Chargers, the Giants. Like, I don't think that Cleveland's schedule is harder than Cincinnati's, or vice versa. I'm just saying Cincinnati's schedule is not easy. I'm not saying that you guys are going to lose because of that. I'm just pointing that out, that there's a lot of talking points as to why the Bengals are going to be good this year. And it all has to do with Joe Burrow's health. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it should be about. Shouldn't be about the
schedule is a weird thing to flex about.
Yeah, that's very weird to me. I mean, and we know this, and somehow, some way, as football fans, we try to blind ourselves to actually think that, like, all right, like you bring up the Cleveland Browns, you talk about the Raiders, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Commanders, the Saints. On paper and going into it, that's 4-0. You know that you're going to lose one of those games. Yep. You know it. You just don't know which team is going to be to. Like, that's the beauty of football. We think we know, but then the games are played. Somebody gets hurt. This happens, that happens. This player that was a 5th-round pick turns into be Jerry Rice that we never heard of before. Like, that's the beauty of sports.
Kenner and Cav, 1410 ESPN Radio. Elliot, he's like, I wonder if Kenner thinks Watson is good. I think when Watson has been out there for an extended period of time and has been able to get rolling, he has been good. The problem is he can't say. I think Watson has been more injury prone than Joe Burrow. And I heard Elliott and Casey talk about that on their show earlier today. Like Joe Burrow's a weird cat because he has 50% of the seasons he has played in, he has had to sit out for the rest of the year. Right. But I also don't look at him as injury prone, but he's something prone, right? I look at Watson as injury prone. It's always something. It's the pinky, it's an elbow, it's an arm, it's a leg, it's this, it's that. There's jokes there. I completely get it. Do what you got to do to feel better about yourself. But when Watson started getting rolling, he diced up the Tennessee Titans, right? And then out for a month because he got hurt. Comes back, plays for a game or two, and then takes care of business against the Ravens, dominated the Ravens. He dominated the Ravens. Only the quarterback that had the success against the Ravens like that was Patrick Mahomes late. Joe Burrow was moving the ball pretty good too. But I'd say that, outside of Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson carved up the Ravens defense. Yeah, Deshaun Watson did look pretty damn good last year. So problem is he got to stay on that field. It's Deshaun against his injury proneness is the biggest opponent for Deshaun. I think Deshaun Watson is fine. Is he Joe Burrow? No, I don't think the gap, when he's healthy, I don't think the gap is as wide as what y'all make it out to be, just so we're clear. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
So, is what it is. But I get that's the salty. Last place, missed the playoffs last year. Watch the, our quarterback's out. That's why we finished in last. And then the Browns, like 5 missed this quarterback. They just keep on winning. Oh, see, they don't need their quarterback. Or maybe it's because the Browns are a better team because they're a better complete team. They have offense. They have a run game. They have an offensive line. They have defense. They have special teams. They have it all. Like at the end of the day, it really does come down to that. How could you say the Browns are better? Because they are a better complete team than the Cincinnati Bengals. It's not a hot take. It is simply common sense. It is not anything other than that. You are right. Joe Burrow is out. Look how bad the Bengals dip off their last place team. Deshaun is out. They still make the playoffs, win 11, 12 games, and boom, off they go. You're right. They lose the best running back in the NFL. Still a top 10 running team in the NFL last year. Pretty damn wild. That's because they're a complete team. Offensive line.
You're getting red, folks.
Offense. It's a sunburn from the beautiful course of Muirfield yesterday when I was kicking ass on the golf course. You know what? We're done talking.
It's May. It's only May.
It's May.
It's only May.
Oh my gosh. All right. So Nate, he's playing correctly. He goes, I have a feeling we will open the season at home versus the Commandos. So thank you for the real comment and trying to keep us on track. Me on track. So there's that. Kidder and Cav 1410 ESPN Radio. I'm going to allow my blood pressure to come down a little bit, and I'll try to be a normal person when we come out.
They don't know nothing about that. New listeners don't know about the pill emojis in the chat.
High blood pressure for your boy Kinner here. My doctor said he has never seen someone my age in their 30s with higher blood pressure than me. And my doctor's in his 70s. So that's saying something. And I blame y'all.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only suck out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
Women are the fastest growing group of veterans, and VA recognizes the importance of providing care and resources tailored to meet women's needs. Dr. Jennifer Strauss, National Director of Women and Gender-Related Mental Health at VA, has more.
Over half of women veterans using VA healthcare are affected by a mental health concern. VA wants you to know that you aren't alone. The Today I Am campaign features women veterans sharing their own stories about how their lives improved with mental health treatment.
Learn more at maketheconnection.net/MHM.
Sometimes change is good. In this case, it's great. A new career is waiting. KTH Parts Industries in St. Paris is hiring second shift production associates and offering an incredibly new pay rate of $21.24 per hour. This is an excellent opportunity that includes an attractive benefit package, medical, dental, and 401k. KTH offers the advantage of being a short drive from home, just minutes from Bell Fountain, Troy, Piqua, and Urbana. The position will fill quickly, so please apply now at kth.net. KTH is an equal opportunity employer.
Frickers doubles your savings when you use the Frickers app. Frickers doubles your points on everyday value menu item. Monday, boneless frickin' chicken wings. Double points on the Frickers app. Tuesday, traditional frickin' chicken wings. Double points. Wednesday, sirloin steak. Double points. Thursday, frickin' chicken chunks. Double points on the Frickers app. When you download the Frickers app, you can even earn points by choosing delivery. Frickers mobile app now offers delivery. Everyday values, double points, and delivery, all by downloading the Frickers app. Your best value is always Frickers.
Delivery participation and hours may vary by location.
If you need new roofing, siding or gutters, skylights or patio enclosures, if you're a homeowner or business and need someone you can trust, don't take a chance. Enhance with Lance. Lance Roofing and Siding has been satisfying customers since 1993 and hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. See Lance Roofing and Siding at their new location at 6903 Dayton Springfield Road in Enon. Call for a free estimate at 864-2722. That's 864-2722. Online at lanceroofing.com.
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's best selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. And now through June 30th, get 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,300 off L3302 tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Stop by Columbus Equipment in Columbus, Dayton, or Toledo to see a full line of Kubota construction equipment, or check us out online at ColumbusEquipment.com.
The very best high-quality used car selection in the area is found at Chevrolet of Troy. Local late-model pre-owned vehicles that are ready to move. All used cars come with a no-charge warranty. That's incredible. This is a quality, hand-picked inventory ready for you to shop today. Check out our digital storefront right now at ChevroletofTroy.com. Chevrolet of Troy has the vehicle of your choice at our full-service premium dealership. We are proud to be your best choice for your next used vehicle purchase. 1375 South Market Street in Troy.
9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring today. Robert Half is here to help. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Sick and tired of achy joints? Dread the idea of surgery? You need to call QC Kinetics today. Hey, it's Keith Byars. Listen, the state of healthcare is always changing. The old ideals like steroids and surgery are no longer your only options. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative, non-surgical, drug-free treatments that deliver lasting results. Knee pain? Back pain? From arthritis or injury? Don't let this pain keep you from living your best life. QC Kinetics advanced state-of-the-art treatments harness and direct your body's natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. This is a revolutionary approach that can get you long-term relief with no downtime. Make 2024 the year you reclaim your mobility, reclaim your independence, walk and run and play and live without the danger and trauma of surgery. And without harmful drugs, call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 937-936-0325.
Benjamin Camara and Big Kev bring you Dayton's only local sports talk show dedicated to professional wrestling. Don't miss Cards Subject to Change. Every Thursday night at 6 p.m. right here on 1410 ESPN Radio and on the iHeartRadio app.
And we are back. It's the Kinner and Kev Show, 1410 ESPN Radio. Hour number 2 coming up around the corner. We'll be joined by Keith Byars here in just a little bit. Also, Johnny Gargano, again, WWE superstar from Cleveland. That's where WWE SummerSlam will be held later on this summer, August 3rd. Tickets go on sale tomorrow, so we'll hang out with him coming up here. We got a lot coming your way in hour number 2. So Shaw's still trying to push that golf outing. He's still trying to push that golf outing.
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah. When are y'all going to play?
First of all, boxing. I don't want to golf him. He's better than me than golf. I don't know why people say, Kinner sucks at golf as if you're getting one on me. I've never pretended to be good at golf. I don't think I've ever pretended to be good at anything.
I was just about to say, what sport are you the best at?
I don't know. I'm 5'5", fat, white, unathletic. I don't have a whole lot going for me, to be honest with you. Like, I talk a lot of crap. Like, I guess that. And some don't think I'm good at that either. So I really have no idea. I really don't know.
So
half white, by the
way. If you were to pick a sport to play Shaw in, what would it be?
Oh, boxing.
Boxing.
I would love to punch him.
Shaw's a lot bigger than you.
That's fine. One punch. That's all I need. Just one punch.
One?
And I'm quicker than him. Just one punch.
Okay, take you a couple more than one to get him down.
But I just need one. I just need one. Just one nice little uppercut. Bam!
What's the second sport?
To play him in?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm not really whole good at a lot. I'm not gonna lie. He's a very good golfer, so it'd be silly to pick golf.
I mean,
basketball. I could shoot the basketball.
I was about to say, like, I've seen you play basketball. People mock you, and when I tell them, like, no, he got a jumper, he can shoot. I would say if you're willing,
3-point contest.
Yeah,
nobody can be tuning into 3-point watching me mop the floor with Shaw.
But they won't be tuning in to watch you make shots. They'll be tuning in to watch Shaw miss shots.
I see. Yeah.
So I say this is what I'm suggesting. If you're willing to play him in golf, he should be willing to play you in basketball.
Fair. And then boxing.
Yeah, and if he wins in golf and you win in basketball or vice versa, the tiebreaker is
boxing. So it'll come down to boxing. It'll definitely come down to boxing. Michael Carnage says, should Kev be asking for his name first next contract negotiation? It could be Kevin Kinner. That's totally fine. Let me ask you, Michael, will you like me anymore if my name is second? Probably not. But if that makes you feel better, it's the Kevin Kinner Show, 1410. That is totally fine.
No, it's Kinner and Kev.
Yeah.
The person whose name goes first, they drive the show, and that's a lot of responsibility for me. So I'm cool. I'm cool with the Kinner and Kev Show. I'm cool.
And of course, Ron Howard coming in hot, food eating contest.
I'm with that. Yeah, we can go to chicken wings.
See, it's a fat joke. He's making a fat joke.
Remind me of my brother.
So yeah. All right. He said, "Ha, got me." Mr. Michael Carnage. The Carnage. But anyways, can't please them all. All right, let's see. What do we have here in hour number 2? Besides the fact that it is officially hour number 2, because I was doing so well with the clock until that last segment, that middle segment. It was when they offered me the softball job. They offered me the softball job, and that's what got me going. Let's see. LeBron James, some at ESPN have said that to save his legacy, he should retire. And based on Kev's face, he disagrees. And Kev told me the other day, this is why he doesn't watch those shows, because of those conversations. But you know what I'm about to make him do? Have one of those conversations. Also, the NBA versus the NFL, Austin Rivers was just on the Pat McAfee show and brought up the fact that he believes that there are 30 NBA players who can immediately go to the NFL, and that there are not 30 NFL players that can immediately go to the NBA. So we'll debate that. We'll also be joined in studio by Keith Byars coming up here in just a little bit as well. We have a lot more coming your way. Kinner and Kev, 1410 ESPN Radio.
Did you know that looking at the world from a new perspective might make sense, but not when you're in your car? Make sure your vehicle is up to date, including your tires, so you don't end up looking at things upside down. Come see us at Carroll Works Tire. Bald can be beautiful, but not when it comes to your tires. Low, or worse, no tread on your tires is dangerous. It makes it harder for your vehicle to stop, leaving you prone to accidents. Come see us at Carroll Works Tire.
Now streaming only on Disney Plus.
My name is Taylor. Welcome to the Eras Tour.
Experience Taylor Swift's record-breaking Eras Tour.
Does anyone here know the lyrics?
Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, Taylor's version, with 4 additional acoustic songs. Now streaming only on Disney Plus.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Hey, let me tell you about the advantages of driving with my friends at Cordell Transportation. First of all, for the new year, they're offering brand new equipment to drive. They purchased new equipment, and not a lot of people could say that, but they've got it, and they're ready to roll with you. Cordell Transportation is offering an incredible $5,000 sign-on bonus paid over 18 months. If you're an experienced Class A CDL driver looking for excellent benefits, home daily dedicated lanes, no-touch freights, then apply today online at CordellTransportation.com. Cordell Transportation, driven to succeed.
MiamiValleyRoads.org is the source for details on major road construction projects in our region, including commute solutions to save time, money, and stress. Try carpooling, biking, or taking transit when possible. Adjust your schedule or find an alternate route around construction to reduce traffic congestion and air pollution. ODOT and MVRPC are working to continue shaping the region's future together. Visit MiamiValleyRoads.org for a list of projects from ODOT and resources to improve your commute, or call 937-223-SAVE.
Febreze.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Okay, we've got an hour to clean both cars. Grab the buckets. Cool. I picked up some 303. Their aerospace protectant is awesome. So we're going to try some of their other stuff. Grab me that bottle of wash.
Whoa, that smells amazing.
Yeah, that citrus is nice. Okay, now hand me the hose.
Hey!
I don't see a bucket yet.
303 Car Care, driven by quality. Available at most auto retailers and Amazon.
Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken has the best fast food fried chicken. Sure, it sounds like an opinion, till you hear that USA Today readers said the same thing. Get a taste of it with the Famous Favorites Variety Box. Available at a great low price. With 5 hand-breaded strips and 5 pieces of crispy golden bone-in chicken, it's perfect for feeding your whole crew. Only at Lee's, famous for chicken.
Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2024.
Don't miss Kinner and Kev, weekdays at 3 p.m. on 1410 ESPN Radio.
And we are back. Justin Kinner, Kev Nash, 1410 ESPN Radio, hour number 2. 518-1410, 518-1410. We'll open up the phone lines if you want to call in and jump in on the conversation. If you're interested in that head softball coaching summer job, I have more information for you. Just let us know. Look, I see. So Elliot saw the scorecard from yesterday.
Okay.
So there's that. That's how he knew it. I sucked it up yesterday. But to be fair, I never tried saying otherwise. I always admit when I stink. And I stunk. It was not good as far as that's concerned. But, but to be fair, we only got 9 in. Like, we had the whole back 9 to go.
Yeah.
I was just getting warmed up. I was just starting to get going off the tee box.
Juice is flowing.
It was not pretty. But, I mean, beautiful course nonetheless. So, we'll see. We shall see. But golf is, of all the things I suck at, that's easily the most expensive. We'll be at Springfield tomorrow since the Reds they preempt our show tomorrow. So, I get to go destroy that course. But I do know this. So last year after playing at Muirfield, the very next time I golfed, it was just a regular, normal person course. Then I felt like I was in control a little bit. So there you go. That's what I'm feeling. It's like when you play a really, really good team one week, then you play a bad team the next, and then you just feel like this is really, really easy. But the thing that sucks is Springfield is not easy.
A little snap back to reality.
Yeah, it is what it is. Hey, so Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith both had some interesting opinions regarding the future of LeBron James. And a lot of it has to do with LeBron just wrapped up year 21, averaged about 25 a game. And by the way, we're starting to see the steady decline in LeBron. 3 years ago, averaged 30, then 28 last year, and then 25 this year. I mean, the guy sucks. He's a real shell of himself. But they were talking about legacy-wise, he needs to retire because the longer he plays, it's hurting his he's risking hurting his legacy. And the reason that is because every season that he plays without winning a championship, it hurts his legacy more and more and more. Now, you were slightly upset. You slightly disagreed. Your thoughts?
This is stupid. This is stupid to think that LeBron James should retire from basketball because it's going to hurt his legacy. His legacy is cemented. Now, there's going to people out there going to be arguing about if he's the GOAT, he's the best of all time between him and Jordan. I could care less. I don't want to argue about that. But his legacy is cemented as one of the best basketball players ever to play the game of basketball. If he retires now, if he retired 3 years ago, if he retires 5 years from now, if he decides that, hey, man, I want to become a sixth man, if he turns the way of Mitch Richmond and goes out his last year's averaging 4 points a game riding the bench, his legacy is cemented. So the fact that Kendrick Perkins and or Stephen A. Smith is saying that he's hurting his legacy by continuing to play, he's playing the game because A, he wants to, B, hey, man, they're paying him a lot of money. And we all know one of LeBron James' goals is to own the NBA franchise. I know the one that people constantly talk about is him playing with his son, which is great as well. But you're not going to be able to buy an NBA team without capital. So if the Lakers are going to pay him, I don't know, $180 million over the next 3 years, I'm sure he'll go out there and gladly earn his money and use said money to buy an NBA franchise. So I have absolutely no problem with LeBron doing this. There's people listening to this show right now, a job that they hate, but the money's good, so they do it. Well, LeBron James loves his job, makes very good money, and why not do it? It's basketball. And furthermore, when LeBron James eventually does hang it up, let's just say he never wins another NBA championship, plays out another, 3-4 years, he will be at least second on the all-time assist list. He's already number one in scoring. So if this is, say, for some crazy reason, LeBron James is saying, I'm only really playing for stats, I want to have my name up there at number one at assists, I want to pass John Stockton in assists too. So what? So what? How many baseball players play so they can hit 500 home runs or whatever that magical, mythical number is to get into the Hall of Fame? They do it all the time. I have no problem with LeBron James playing for money. I have no problem with LeBron James playing for stats. I have no problem with LeBron James trying to debo his son into the NBA. I don't care. Guess what? I still like watching him play basketball because on a lot of those nights, he's still the best basketball player out there. So him retire, what are y'all going to talk about? What are y'all going to talk about? Because half of y'all content is talking about LeBron James. So you better hope he doesn't retire because he's keeping a lot of y'all employed. So LeBron, keep on playing. I enjoy watching you play basketball. I don't enjoy arguing about you. I like watching you actually do the thing that you're super great at, which is playing basketball.
So I mean, even if he retires, they'll find ways to talk about him. I mean, I just saw Granny do top 5 Michael Jordan game winner list today for no damn reason. So
it was on the it was on the anniversary
no
of the
damn
shot.
reason, but like,
Yeah.
well, like, they'll manufacture ways. But
yeah,
no,
you're right. You're right.
You're 1,000,000% right though. Like, so, and this is why the talk of the face of the league. Who's that? If LeBron retired today, who garners that much attention in the league outside of LeBron? Nobody. No, you could. I don't care how good Ant becomes and is right now. And, he has to still reach that mega star. And it has nothing to do with basketball. It's who you are globally. And like, he skill-wise maybe is the best player in the NBA right now. I don't know. Bottom line is this. Kendrick Perkins has always been a LeBron apologist. So he wasn't coming at it from a standpoint of him thinking he should retire because he wants to see him retire because he truly believes his legacy. Kendrick Perkins has always pushed back on everyone that has said he's not the greatest. And we're not getting into that debate, but he has always pushed back on anyone that has said that. He's always said LeBron is not always, but like in the last couple, he's always said recently that LeBron is the great, or is the greatest. He's the GOAT, right? So he is pushing back against the narrative that every time LeBron plays and dominates in the season, that doesn't result in hoisting up the trophy, that he is hurting his legacy more and more and more. That's where he was coming from in that perspective. So I'm not hating on him as much, but the Stephen A's and others who are doing this, Stephen A is pushing the narrative that basically Perkins is saying, because you are pushing that narrative is why he needs to retire, because people are going to hijack his what are we talking about? He needs to retire to save his legacy. Yeah. The legacy talk. So, it's all really coming down to that. The bottom line is like LeBron, this idea that he doesn't have it in him to lead a team to the finals. Let me ask you, you put Jokic on this Lakers team. Are they winning a championship? I'm going to say no for me.
Jokic is so dang on good and he's so unique. I think it would be no, because I think that this version of Anthony Davis and Jokic probably wouldn't work. The bubble Anthony Davis, where he turned into a knockdown 3-point shooter. He turned basically into Chris Bosh with his jumper, and we haven't seen that jumper that elite since. I don't think so. But no, I just don't think the Lakers roster is good enough. I mean, LeBron is a great. Anthony Davis is a great. But like I said before, when they got ousted, you're dependent on D'Angelo Russell. And I know we're an Ohio State show and we love the Buckeyes, but D'Angelo Russell, in my opinion, hasn't been good since he left Ohio State. Yeah. Like, he's an up and down player. And the reality is most NBA players are up and down players. He's an NBA player. He's good. He can play. But one game you're going to get 28, other game you're going to get 4. Like, that's just who he is. So when you're relying on him, not just like, oh, man, he's a guy on the team. When you are relying on him to get that 18 to 20-something points, it's not going to end well for you.
Yeah, and the reason I bring this up is because